Stop that.
Yeah, the tests are.
Well, thank you. I'd just like to read the recognition. We would like to begin by acknowledging the treaty territory of the Anishinaabe, which is defined within the pre-Confederation treaty known as the London Township Treaty of 1796. Throughout time, this region has also become the current home to the Haudenosaunee and Lenape nations. With that completed, we'll go on to completion and acceptance of the agenda. Tammy, I understood you had something you wanted to add to the agenda.
Yes,
Okay, can you tell me what it is?
it's an operational issue relating to pest control.
All right, so first of all, when you say it's an operational issue, I don't know what that means. My concern is this. We have an agenda set tonight. If it is a sort of an item that we want to deal with, and it's going to take some time, we can either deal with it as an agenda item in the next meeting or something of that nature, but I'm not sure. And I have no idea what the content of your presentation is, so maybe you could let us know so we can make a decision on that as a board.
Sure. So based on the information that was provided to us in the package, there was also a PowerPoint that talked about, all of the concerns and the pillars and the principles and whatever has come forward from the town halls. It's been 8 months. We have no pest control remedy or plan in our building. We now have an infestation where they are on the walls, they're in the ceilings. I now have a personal impact with this because I have now been displaced from my home. I'm a blind person, I work from home, and now I can't. We have a significant operational issue where an assessment wasn't even done.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
You did give me the floor.
Go ahead.
I would like to finish. An assessment should have been done to see what bug I have in my apartment. Nothing was done. And then they show up at my home today, outside of the time frame that was even provided to me. And we have contractors showing up at our door without London Middlesex staff either. So we have a huge, significant operational issue to the point where we have an infestation on the 5th floor, Phil, because a mattress was not bagged and tagged full of bed bugs and other units are infested. And today they were there to spray the entire hallway because they are on the wall. And when we asked for a dedicated PC, like a pest control line, I believe the other.
Okay, I'm going to stop you.
That
I am going
has
to
not
stop you
been
now.
put in place.
I am going to stop
So
you.
that's an operational problem.
Okay, I am going to stop you now. So all of the issues you're raising, you're relating your personal experience and your challenges. Can I just finish now? And I'm not going to lessen those. And I'm not going to say to you that you shouldn't feel the way you feel. However, those matters cannot be dealt with at the board table. They are personal to you. And if we want to deal with the issue of pest control, what staff is doing, how they are doing it, whether we want to make changes to it, that should be done as a discrete item, either at a tenant services committee or at this board. I did alert you this morning that if you came here to relay personal information and your personal concerns, those were your concerns as a tenant and were not subject matter for the board table. So I'm not, if the issue was framed as a general issue from a governance point of view of pest control, absolutely no problem. We can put that on the agenda, deal with it. You can ask questions, you can raise concerns about the approach, but there is a huge issue if we get into what is a personal discussion. You've also mentioned other people in the building. So those people could come as a delegation. We would want to hear from them, not from you. We want to hear from them as to what their delegation would be. We're also constrained at a board meeting in dealing with personal information and disclosure of personal information related to other people. So as the chair, I'm having great difficulty sort of saying, let's just do this tonight. Let's do it as an agenda item. The risk we run is that when an issue comes that is personal, and I know the challenge, I don't know it because I'm not a tenant, but being a tenant director, there is a huge challenge in separating out your personal challenges from the challenges of the board as a whole, which are system-wide challenges. If we take this process or moving forward, then I think it would be the right of any tenant to come directly to the board with operational complaints about how a concern of theirs was addressed and have the board deal with it. I'm very concerned about all of those elements from the point of view of the liability of the board, discussing other people's personal matters in a public setting. That's my concern. So,
Well, and I 100% appreciate that, Phil, but here's the issue. It is an operational issue because we've discussed it at the board. We have had other board members saying, what do we do when these people are displaced? What do we do when what are we doing? We've discussed this. So it is a governance problem. And I am affected, yes, I'm affected, but so are my other tenants. That's why it's an operational issue. And if you will, I brought for you some nice little treats.
okay, can you, I'm not gonna be able to stop you from doing this,
No.
obviously. So,
This
Yeah.
is untreated because the person's afraid to be evicted. They haven't reported it. 2 floors above me. This one is the 4th floor. This one is mine under my coffee maker, and I'm blind. I'm blind. How is this not an operational issue, Phil?
I didn't say it, well, I said, in fact, it is an operational issue.
So we should be talking about it. And so now where do I go? I work from home. I'm blind. Where do I go? I put myself in a hotel because you want to know what's on my phone? Everything is boxed up. I don't have a fork. I don't have a plate. I don't have a can opener. I have no cans of food. They're in my fridge. I am a blind person. Where do I go, Phil? How
Okay,
is this not an operational issue?
it is an operational.
So then why are we now not going to talk? I don't want to wait a week. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I don't have a home to live in right now. All my stuff is in boxes right now and has to stay that way till the next treatment. That means I'm now weeks I have nowhere to go. I'm homeless. And that's not an operational issue for you?
Okay,
I resign. I'm done. Is that what you want?
of course,
do
it's,
I
of
go?
course it's not what I want.
Where do I go?
Of course it's not.
Then do you want me to stay?
Of course I want you to stay.
I just put $500 and something in my pocket for a hotel room for 2 nights.
And I'm
And I'm
sorry,
gonna say this, I'm in a position I can do that because I'm working full time. My fellow tenants on OW, CPPD, ODSP, they can't do that. This is an operational issue. You have mattresses not bagged and tagged, infecting the other units. And they're spraying the hallway, but they're not assessing the units. I've lived there for 7 years. I've not once had a pest control inspection.
okay, what?
And as a blind person, when you know your building's infected, you should be coming in there and saying, we need to pay a little bit more attention to this person's unit because maybe they can't see it.
Okay.
I can't make a sandwich, Phil. I know it's personal.
Can I just,
I am, but I have kidney disease. I can't cook in my home. I can't take care of my physical being or my mental health right now. This is an operational issue.
it is an, I agree
You
with
told me it wasn't.
No, I said it, no, I said it is an operational issue that I would like to deal with from a governance point of view as a board, to go over the things that you're concerned about and from a governance point of view. I'm just asking that we do it in an orderly fashion. We cannot, at the board, direct staff. And I have no idea what's happened with regard to your situation. And I don't want to comment on it because I'm ignorant as to what exactly happened. But if what we would be doing tonight is having a back and forth between you and staff with directors involved as to your particular situation. And again, we cannot do that at the board.
It's about developing a plan and a preventative maintenance program.
That's
That's what it's about. And where do I go now? Where do I go? And if I was having an issue as a tenant, they would direct me to go to you, right? You're the chair of the board.
okay. So you've directed a lot of stuff at me.
I'm asking, I don't know where else to go.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, I'm just gonna take, can we just take 5 minutes here? And maybe just take a step back to think about how we want to best approach that. does anybody object to us taking a short break? To maybe discuss, we were on the completion and acceptance of the agenda. We had a discussion about adding a matter to the agenda that had not happened. We had, when we took a break, Ms. Brooks left the meeting. I do not believe she's going to come back. So since we've now come back with John Corboy has joined us. So although we lost quorum with Ms. Brooks leaving, we now have quorum again, so we can proceed on. So I'm going to go back to completion and acceptance of the agenda. Somebody prepared to move that, moved by Shelley Jones. Anybody prepared to second that? Kara seconds that. All those in favor? That matter is passed. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interest before we go any further? There being none, we will move on to the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. I'm assuming that you have all had a chance to review that. So I'm wondering if someone would move approval of the minutes. John Corboy is going to move that. Kara is going to second it. All those in favor? So that is completed. We have one communication, which is a communication from the City of London. The CEO, could you tell us what that is? Is there anything to comment on that?
This is the official notice, and through the chair, this is the official notice from the city on the date and time of our official AGM for 2022. So that is confirmed on June 20th at around 4:05 p.m. So we will send an invitation to all the board members just so they have it in their calendar should they wish to attend, and that is the course.
Great. So just from my point of view, I will go with Paul and maybe just provide some really short introductory comments. Probably criticizing council for who they appointed to this board, but other than that, I will probably not say very much, not very much at all, except to thank. I think just so I think I will be thanking the city and everyone else for the capital they provided us for our new developments and for our renovations. And I also will be indicating the support that the board, unless there's any reason not to, the support that the board has for our present staff and doing that. And subject to anything else, I'm then would turn it over to Paul, and it will be interesting to see what any questions are asked by council. But it'd be great if others can just it's a good thing to go to just to get the idea of what areas are top of mind for the city council, who are ultimately representative of the shareholders. Any questions or comments about that and what we are doing? No. All right. There are no delegations, no presentations. So we have two reports to deal with. 9A is a staff report regarding transfer of land for a road widening for Reimagine Southdale. Paul, you have something? Do you have any comments on that? It's in the agenda.
Yeah, just a quick summary and through the chair. This is just the official authorization request to the board to sign off on this land transfer. That is a condition of the Reimagine Southdale development. The road widening has been on the books for quite some time, and now with any rezoning application, we're required to hand that over so that it doesn't become an issue in the future if we redevelop in a way they don't want. So this is something that's expected. Just in our shareholder direction, it does indicate that the transfer of any real assets has to be approved by the shareholder. So therefore, we're coming to the board to get my authorization to sign it, and we'll send it to the shareholder and the service manager and the planners and everybody in the city, and they will determine what other steps they need to take for approval. I think everything is in place, but this will make sure that we're locked in on that land transfer. And that's one of the two outstanding conditions for Reimagine Southdale to get our building permits.
Thank you very much. So maybe we'll just get that moved and seconded, and then we'll go for any questions. Moved by Shelley, seconded by Kara. Thank you very much. You're the two that are right in front of me, so you're going to be moving and seconding pretty much everything.
I'm good with that.
So with that being done, are there any questions about this? Vice Chair, go ahead.
Yep, just through you, the chair, quick question for Paul. I see that the surveyor has created a call out indicating the daylighting triangle at the corner.
Yeah.
But then the other area that's circled at the per 7 easement, what is that? Or I
I
guess.
think
part-
it's just in this plot, there's 2 daylight triangles. If I don't like glasses. Because I do believe. We are the one in part 4.
Yeah,
When I was seeing it on my screen, so this is just,
so is that at the driveway entrance?
yes, it's at the corner, for us, it's the corner of Millbank and Southdale.
Mhm.
We have a little parkette there. That we sort of said, this is gonna be a free zone, we're not putting the building right up there,
Mhm.
that's the area they're reclaiming.
And then further to the east?
That's just as part of the same road widening that they want, but it's not only one of those impacts us.
Okay, perfect.
I just can't read whether it's the one on the right, part 4, or
Yep.
the one on the left, part 2 right now. I knew it when I wrote the report, but now I cannot read it.
No problem. That's perfect. Thank you.
Any follow-up questions? Any other questions? No, any other questions about that? All right, it's been moved and seconded, all in favor? That matter is passed. Next is staff report with regard to a contract award for the Penny Lane window replacement. Mr. Whittingham?
Thank you, appreciate it, through the chair, so just looking to. Get board approval to award the Penny Lane, which is a townhome, semi-detached, group of homes in Strathroy to change windows and doors at that site. Award the contract to A1 Media Installation, so St. Thomas, for the amount of the report. Had good luck, we've worked with them previously and had very good luck, they had done very good reviews by our tenants, did a very good job. Taking the tenants into consideration, previous work. So we're looking to get your approval to proceed with that. contract.
Thank you. Someone prepared to move that, Shelley? Seconded by Kara. Thank you very much. Any questions or concerns about that? Go ahead, John.
No concerns through your chair, just want to show gratitude that there was more than one vendor considered for this, so appreciate that. Appreciate the work being done, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anything further?
Do we have a start date?
We're gonna have to get the contract awarded, obviously, but I believe they. Pull that on. If they agreed to mobilize, or at least in the bid, said they could mobilize in 8 weeks after contract award.
Any follow-up on that? Okay, anything else? Okay, all those in favor? All right, new business. I don't know how we're dealing with the, just so I understand that we're dealing it outside of the meeting, are we not? Or do you want to deal with it inside of the meeting? The presentations.
The presentation is a workshop, so it's a discussion, so it wasn't intended to be part of
Exactly.
this meeting. This meeting would
I'll
close
end this
out,
meeting.
and we would have a conversation on planning and.
Excellent. So I'm not aware of any new business. Does anybody have any new business? No? So I'm just gonna look for someone to move adjournment. Shelley, seconded by Kara. All those in favor? All right, so now we are finished our official business, so